Palmas, pessoal.
I'm very happy to be at South Summit. My name is Carlos Mats. I'm a technologist, artist, and designer for 22 years. And my company is ICA, an artificial intelligence operating system that we started 9 years ago, before the entire AI boom.
During history, it always creates more than destroys more jobs. But right now, with Gen AI wave, do you think that this time is different?
I think this time is different because this is the first time that we actually created a technology that can actually reason by itself. So it is very different this time. And I think society would have to adapt very quickly to this shift. And the type of work, the type of quality of work, and the amount of work that we can do individually with these new tools is just incredible, honestly. So this time, this revolution is different than the other ones, honestly. Work, the meaning of work is going to have to change for everybody in the coming years. I do believe that the next 24 months to 5 years are going to be the most transformative time of human history technologically, honestly. I think we have discovered something akin to fire, or the rediscovery of the wheel, honestly, where the possibilities are honestly science fiction. So yes, this time is different. As a species, we need to take control of our future, honestly. And we have this enormous opportunity right now where these types of systems enhance our work. So who decides? You decide. If you are in an organization where you don't have any type of decision power, you need to be proactive and actually suggest or become an entrepreneur, honestly, because these days, the ones that are getting the most value of this technology is us entrepreneurs and business owners. And the level of personal empowerment that these systems give is basically you can break free from whatever limitations that you have. Would it be if you're in a bad situation, socially or work-related, you can actually use these tools for liberation, honestly. And I think I am living proof of this, honestly. I have used technology to get out of very bad situations. Thankfully, it has actually empowered me and has given me the capabilities and the confidence to do so. So who's responsible for this? I think you yourself are responsible for this. You don't need to wait for anybody to come and save you and to come and solve the situation for you. I think you need to understand that the power is, you always have a choice. You have to get into this wave, learn, and start learning by doing. Not only learning for the sake of learning, just learning by doing. Be proactive, get on this wave. The ones that get on this wave first are going to be the most successful ones eventually. You can be called a pioneer if you actually adopt artificial intelligence today. And a lot of people think that we're late, but we're super early. This thing is like, we're in the terms of comparing with the internet, we're in 93. We're in 92 maybe. Like, social media has not been invented, browsers are super early. We're in that stage right now. So you are responsible for your own future. So ICA, I started the company back in 2017, 2016-ish, about 10 years ago, 9-10 years ago. And our goal was to actually think about the software of the 2030s. That software that is going to be normal for everybody to use, but if you showed it to somebody 20 years before, it's mind-blowing. Just like, let's think about Google Maps, for example. Everybody here uses Google Maps, and it's just the fact of life. You don't even really think about it. But when you actually dig deep, the levels of infrastructure and technology that needed to actually evolve for you to actually order your food and get it delivered to your house or just navigate to a route, it's insane. It's actually magic, honestly. Like, if you showed Google Maps to someone in 1994, they would go like, first of all, what is this beautiful device that you're holding? Second of all, what do you mean that we have the entire world mapped and you can actually pinpoint your exact location and you can actually trace a route? It's magic, right? So with that in mind, we thought, what would be the 2030 software that is the equivalent of Google Maps that everybody will be using, that is just normal, that is, So we thought, hey, I think we're going to be using Jarvis from Iron Man. Everybody saw that movie Iron Man, Nobody saw Iron Man, the movie from Marvel. Some of you did. So basically, Tony Stark, the character, when you see the first movie, he actually goes into his workstation and he starts talking to the computer. And the computer starts, he knows the entire context of his work. He knows all the sources of information. So basically, Tony Stark was the first vibe coder, if you think about it like that. He's talking to a computer, he's creating all these systems. So we thought, listen, this is obvious. Like, this is how systems should be in 2030. And that's in terms of intelligence. In terms of spatial computing, he was doing all these kinds of stuff with holograms and, three-dimensional interfaces. I think that's going to take a little bit longer. Because, for example, in every technological revolution, you need infrastructure to be there for actually to be accessible for the masses. When the internet was first starting to grow, you needed a computer, first of all. You needed to buy the computer. Second of all, you needed to actually get the internet connected. First it was dial-up, but then bandwidth, high bandwidth started to roll out. For that, you need big towers and a lot of infrastructure. So a lot of infrastructure is needed for every technological revolution. However, AI is different, I think, because the infrastructure is already there. You don't need to buy a whole new computer. You don't need to get new cell towers. No, all you need is a phone, which you already have, right? So in terms of intelligence, I think we're already there. Like, we are in AGI, artificial general intelligence, and it has been a theoretical, moment in human history where, artificial systems have the ability to reason and think and plan just like a human. A few institutions have already declared that we are in an AGI world. I have been talking about AGI for the past 7 years, honestly, and I always predicted like it would happen sometime in 2030. It turns out that it happened in 2026. Like, a lot of other institutions are going to start to actually declare we are in the AGI world. So for the intelligence part, yes. For the spatial computing part, you need to actually reduce hardware to a manageable weight, size, and thermal envelope so that it doesn't burn your face. That's going to take a little bit longer because you're reducing a supercomputer into your face, but it's going to come.
And affordable.
Yeah. So I think the intelligence explosion is here, but the interfaces are evolving, and by 2030, being Tony Stark is going to be normal.
Normal. All right. Do you guys believe that these deflation times will arrive for the service professionals?
So, I always thought that the system was backwards, honestly. Like, if you sell your time instead of outcome, you're shortchanging yourself because you're optimizing for the wrong thing, honestly. It's like, oh, if I take longer, I'm going to charge more for that. Actually, no. Like, the more professional and the better you get, you take less time to do stuff and you can charge a premium. So I think the whole time-based system is backwards, and the actual correct way actually to look at it is a value-based system. Like, you charge for the outcome of stuff, right? For example, if I think in the age of AI, judgment, taste, and accountability for the outcome is going to be what you should be charging for, because you cannot hold any LLM accountable for anything. But if you put those three things, and on top of it, you put a personal brand on it, you're going to be safe. So for people that are in time-based charging, I think you should actually transition into value-based charging and value-based pricing. And I think you're going to have a lot of fun with this new era if you're in that system.
5 years from now, what is this one thing about the work that would be completely unrecognizable for us comparing to today?
Unrecognizable. I think we can see glimpses of it, honestly. I think we would recognize it. Things that are going to happen are going to be obvious in hindsight, honestly. And I think if we are in AGI right now, artificial general intelligence, the next step is artificial superintelligence, where new discoveries are going to be made, and new knowledge is going to be found, and new math is going to be discovered. So I think that's the unrecognizable part. It's that you're actually going to have AI systems that are innovators. That has never happened in the history of humanity, because systems are now going to get recursive self-improvement, and that's going to actually accelerate the hockey stick of intelligence. So I think AI innovators there's a new thing that's going to happen that we cannot even imagine right now.
Obrigada.
Bye bye.
Vamos tirar uma foto? Vem cá.
Bárbaro.
Quer tirar uma foto? Vem cá.